Okay, coming to the next question after this, like the logical one would be, since there are quite a lot of fields in computer science itself, what should I go for? Like, should I go for machine learning, data science, web development, app development, or any other field that you have?
Yeah, or
Anyone want to go ahead?
competitive coding.
Yeah, competitive coding as well. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, anyone want to go ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
where
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
no, you speak after that. I speak.
Okay, cool, cool. So there are quite a few branches or fields, you may say, in computer science or the computer science which we do, which students generally take. So there's web development, app development, machine learning, which is new and very engaging, and competitive coding. So people who generally like to solve problems, which make them think for so many hours, what you can say. So people who are so much into solving problems and all generally like competitive coding, where you competitive coding is something like you would have questions, you would have like it's just like problem solving. You'll have questions which will have to answer in a stipulated amount of time in generally uh, competitions which you participate if you do. And they generally help in like most of the companies which come for placements test your problem solving skills. So people who are generally good at competitive coding uh, find it easier or easier to get a good placement, in my opinion. Not so experienced, but yeah, people who like Deva Brata Vaya can actually clarify that. And yeah, web development and all. Okay, just a second.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so yeah, if you take web development, if you like build apps or web apps or mobile apps also, you can choose languages like JavaScript, or you can uh, even learn the basics of HTML and all, so that you can build web apps directly. For or if you are more into mobile app development, there are quite a few options also. We would be telling about them. And over to you, Ritesh, about.
Yeah, I guess they were liquid want to speak something. So yeah,
Yeah, look, starting with don't jump into any stream like web development or machine learning or anything like that. Start with basic data structure of any programming language and see what that language could do. Okay. And talking about machine learning, if you're interested in machine learning, then it's quite a complex thing. Okay, like the programming of machine learning is easy, but understanding the text of machine learning is difficult. It's quite opposite for other things. Okay, other things the text is easier where the code is difficult, but here the code is easy. You have every predefined functions for machine learning and all those things, but the text you have to understand all those mathematical functions, otherwise you couldn't do like basic neural network. You can't change anything if you don't know the maths and all those things, or you could not put any algorithm at any particular place. Okay, and going about like web development and all those things, yeah, they have like the coding part is difficult. If you don't know the basics, you will obviously run into problems. Like when I started, I directly jumped into like learning Python libraries rather than learning what kind of programming language Python is, and later on I faced a lot of problem. Okay, I didn't even know how to make a virtual environment properly. I only knew one or two methods, and I always failed in that. Okay, so yeah, learning the basics is important before jumping into any kind of stream. Try to learn the language first, see what the language can do, and the basics. Okay, there are very basic things that could be useful. If you don't know the basic, it will obviously always be hard for you. The programming,
yeah,
no matter how much easier the programming language is, you will always feel difficulty in implementing in any other field you like. Okay, now like for me, since I know Python, I could now implement it anywhere I like, whether it using Django or Flask-based web app, or putting it in machine learning or any kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, learn the language first. Every language has its own limitation, has its own possibilities. So try to learn the language, then jump into any field you like.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly true. Because the language is going to be the way how you are going to add all of those things. So it is going to be pretty important that you are well equipped with what language, what particular language that you're going, be that JavaScript, Python, or whatever it is. And answering like which field or which thing you should go on, ideally it would be that try and explore all the fields, not just like directly go into coding or stuff, but at least go ahead and see, okay, what all things we can do with either machine learning, what exactly is data science and those stuff, and what things web can offer, all of those things. But once you are like clear or you have some idea that okay, this particular field deals with these things and this particular field deals with that, and you feel interested, then and then only go ahead. When I was starting, quite a lot of my friends, all of them were going into machine learning and stuff, and I was interested more towards web development, but I was also interested about machine learning. So that is when I was like, okay, let me just go through the field, what exactly they do, what all things can be done in each field, and then decide like what I want to do or what I want to pursue further. It is not easy to have like to go through two fields parallelly. Like I was also planning that I'll learn machine learning side by side. I'll do web as well also side by side. But trust me, it is really really difficult managing either one of them, and you'll end up being not good at any of those. So I would say look into these things. And okay, one more thing is none of the fields is underrated or none of the fields is like okay, there are not many job opportunities or future in that particular field. All are really good, all are emerging, and if you are really good at one particular thing, you'll surely be able to get a good future into that field. So keep that in mind and keep your interest what you want to actually do and what your liking is into. I guess that should answer what exactly it is. If you still feel confused, do go ahead and ask in chat. Okay,
Any
okay.
questions till now?
Since yeah, no, no.